My name is James Thompson. I'm the Information Security Manager for Hypertherm. We're a metal cutting solutions provider, so think high pressure water, plasma, laser. So you'd find us working on shipyards, oil pipelines, or the home hobbyist on go-karts. The manufacturing environment is challenging. I like to call it the Wild West. We don't have a lot of the regulation that a financial industry or a health industry might have, so much of our security isn't forced upon us. We choose where that balance may be, for better or for worse. So talking about our environment and kind of the structure of our environment, very mobile workforce, especially with IoT. So many of our associates, as we like to call them, they have laptops. And then we have, a high percentage of that population are engineers, so high-powered CAD workstations, high virtualized infrastructure. And a lot of manufacturing has old legacy machines. So I might have $1 million machine out on a manufacturing floor that's still making parts, delivering value, but it's running on XP or XP embedded or something that's becoming very difficult to secure. So having been able to build on the awareness, build on the business case for a real mature vulnerability scanning management program, we started to evaluate Tenable.io and Rapid7's InsightVM. We were trying to find a way. We were manually managing a blacklist of IPs for our printers. And with various manufacturing cells always moving around the organization, someone will move a printer to a new IP range, and I might not know until I knock production back offline. So regardless of me saying, you really need to tell me when you're moving these things, the reality is I'm a pain point for the business. When we were demoing InsightVM, we found that we could create kind of a dynamic blacklist. And so that allowed me to build out my scanning schedules without the risk of knocking printers offline. And that was a big deal for manufacturing, certainly for us. In terms of features that we're leveraging now that are really critical to us, there's really two I would highlight. One is the dashboards. The built-in dashboards allow me to step back and allow my managers or my higher level C-suite executives to see that and ask questions without me going in deep to create these custom reports, always regenerate a report, tweak it with every question. They can go in live and see that live snapshot of what's going on. So when there's a new vulnerability, and like, James, I saw this in the news, Blue Keep, for example, how are we doing? What's our footprint? What's our exposure? They can hop right in and see the WannaCry, the various crypto lockers, and say, there's 2 or 3 assets. Should I be concerned? What are we doing about it? The other piece that we leverage heavily is the DHCP scanning. So when a new device is plugged into the network and somehow it's made it around our perimeter defenses, when it pulls that DHCP address, it scans at that point in time. Or we have it set up that if it's scanned within the last 2 weeks, it won't, because that's a known device plugging in and pulling DHCP. It's given us visibility into rogue devices connected to the network, and given me the ability to speak with confidence that if it's on the network, I'm aware of it. We're leveraging Atlassian Jira for ticketing within the InsightVM platform. The real advantage for us there was it removed myself as a traffic cop, looking at the various vulnerabilities, how critical they were or weren't, and making a very subjective decision on do we need to elevate these to the business or not. I now have a more quantifiable approach that will automatically create a ticket that goes into a workflow that gets assigned to someone for mediation, and that orchestration saves an awful lot of time, really. We really always recognized that there was a hole in our application scanning, whether that be web applications or we also develop our own software for sale. It was a new space for us. We were struggling to understand how to fill the space. So really our relationship, as it grew through InsightVM, we started asking questions, what more can Rapid7 do for us? I need to leverage a tool that can come back and say, you might have a SQL injection opportunity here. You might have poor authentication methodologies. So AppSpider empowered the developers to help themselves. Building that tool into our web applications helps me better understand the exposure at the edge, so now I can better speak to the management team about how we're doing, but it also empowers those developers to improve their product, to test their product, and with AppSpider they can test on the fly. So they'll point it at their dev instance, they'll make a change, they'll run it, go, oop, there could be SQL injection, they'll make a tweak, run it right there and say this will work, and then publish that. So they're able to really make very fast, agile adjustments. It's just about weekly interaction with Rapid7 as to how are we doing what we're doing? Do we need to invest more here? I have an acquisition coming here I need to plan for. And then looking further down the road towards how can I bring in IDR, partner that with MDR? Can I automate more with the Connect platform? Ultimately, build a complete solution and program around the correlation the products can provide rather than me doing a best in breed here, a best in breed here, a best in breed here, and having 3 different panes of glass that somehow I've got to tie together. And so the coaches, I'll call them coaches, customer success managers, are really helping me paint that picture so I can sleep at night and hang out and have fun and not worry about what's going on in a time zone that's 12 hours off from me working.